we have here is an interesting Monday Night Raw. And by interesting, I mean Raw, the WWE kind of did the usual, but in an unusual way. But welcome, everybody, to my review of Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania Backlash. Or Backlash, as I call it. Yes, you did get 2 review videos today because I've been having a hectic week, but everything should be returning to normal pretty soon. And soon, I mean, now, you know. But, yeah, I will admit this. They was right. I will give WWE this, that the whole rumor that Raw after WrestleMania, they said every Raw after WrestleMania would now be produced as like a top notch show. Like it's always they gonna try to make it fun and entertaining every single Monday after WrestleMania. And so far they have lived up to that reputation because this episode of Monday Night Raw was no different. They started off with RK Bro, and you could call it. They just call it the RK Bro and the Street Profits promo. Because that's basically what it was. It was RK Bro who came out first. They talked about what happened at WrestleMania Backlash. They talked about how Randy Orton said how he was victorious. But that was then, and now they announced that it was the Usos who basically said, "Hey, we want to unify the titles, right?" So now they said that's what they want. Now they want to unify the titles, so they're going to go on the go to Friday Night SmackDown to demand to the big dog himself. Said, Riddle made point to the fact that it says they can't do nothing without Roman Reigns' approval. Then they're gonna when they go to SmackDown, they're gonna go talk to the big dog himself and demand that they get that unification match. The Street Profits will come out and basically say that, hey, that's Friday, but don't look past us. We're the ones you got to face tonight for the Raw Tag Team Championships, and that and that when we win, we gonna be the ones to unify the titles. And here it was weird because now we got the aggressive heel Street Profits again. Like what are you gonna do with them? Like at first they do face stuff, they do heel stuff. They do heel stuff, they do face stuff. Now they talking like the heels again. But the big takeaway from here is that it was reported that they wasn't going to even. Well, we don't know what they're going to do on Friday, obviously, but it's been reported that was supposed to be the end of it. Like it was never really going to be a title unification for the tag team titles because they not ended the brand split. It wouldn't make sense because both networks do not want the brand split to end. But it seems here they're still going forward with this whole, at least for the time being, unless until we get to SmackDown. It seems like they really are still trying to go forward with this because even the Street Profits are saying they're going to unify the tag team titles. But that would go into the first match of the night, which was the Street Profits versus RK Bro for the Raw Tag Team Championships, and this was a great way to open. So both promo and the actual match itself was a great way to open the show. There was a good match through and through. I had no problem with it. And there was some great spots. I love Montez Ford. He does his high flying thing. But RK Bro came out with the victory and remain your champions. So they will be the ones to go to Friday Night SmackDown to confront the Bloodline. We got a promo from Austin Theory in a new position. They gave him, I guess now they start doing interviews back on the ring, on this new area on the ring and up on the ramp in the ring area outside with the crowd and stuff. I think they did something like this back in the day though, but guess they're bringing it back here again. He basically talked about his upcoming match. He was out of nowhere. He's defending the championship against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, later on tonight. And he just basically talked about how he doesn't care about Cody Rhodes in the past. He cares about the future and the present, which is Theory, and that he's going to beat the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. I think he also made a jab out when last time Cody Rhodes was in the WWE. He was in practically diapers, but in reality, I think they said in reality he was actually in high school when Cody Rhodes was in the last time he was in the WWE. Shows you how young Austin Theory is. The second match would be Liv Morgan versus Real Ripley, but first we got a promo with Judgment Day. Judgment Day basically came out and talked about their victory over AJ Styles, and basically had let Rhea explain why she decided to join Judgment Day. Before that, Edge said that one of the reasons why was because he said they said it was doing that. I guess according to the story, it was doing the Hall of Fame. It was doing when they had this past Hall of Fame for WrestleMania, that he got into her ear. And basically told her that she's been misused and she's being used by Liv Morgan, and that she should seriously consider joining him. And I guess then they revealed Damian Priest, but then she was contemplating, thinking about it after setback, basically pointing her in that direction, and she gave the whole. And that was good. But then when she got to talking about it, she gave the generic "you people" speech, where she was just basically saying it was Liv, it was the crowd. She said she got tired of signing autographs only for the people to be selling it back on eBay. CM Punk much. It was a generic thing, but it was cool nonetheless. Then we got Liv Morgan, who came out and put up a valiant effort in a match, but it did not go well for Miss Liv, as Miss Liv would tap out to a submissive hold applied by Real Ripley. And then I do like how they ended it with the three of them standing tall, and then Edge going, and Rhea went and put the submission hold back on Liv again, and Liv is screaming, tapping, hitting the ground, and you see Edge, he get down on the ground laughing on Liv's face, and he tapping, he hitting the ground, tapping, mocking her, wanting Rhea to stop, but knowing that Rhea won't stop until she get ready to. But out comes Finn Balor and AJ Styles, which was weird in itself, because they came out doing their full interest, knowing that Liv needed help, but it's like they're not really helping her. They just can't. She just disappeared from the whole segment, and I thought this was going to be like, okay, since Finn Balor and AJ are basically got each other's back, I thought you would see like them rescuing Liv, and Liv was going to go. And they would just go welcome her, so it's now 3-on-3. But no, Liz just disappeared. Maybe they're gonna do it later. I don't know. Moving on now. We got the next match, which is right after this. Is why Judgment Day stayed out here, which was Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. That was a good match in itself. It was good. The problem came with the fact that this is the first of 3 DQ finishes of the night. And that's what we got here. The match was going good up until basically Rhea basically distracted Finn, because he was getting ready to go. I think he was getting ready to do like a dive through the ropes, but he got distracted by Rhea, who just basically like you're gonna have, if you want to, you're gonna have to hit me to do it. And they like, can't hit no woman. and then he would turn around and get blasted by Edge with a spear, and then Edge would turn around and get blasted by AJ Styles. But the numbers game, they was dead even until Rhea got involved and distracted AJ, because AJ was about to hit Edge, or it was either Edge or Damian, and Rhea just like basically grabbed his arm and turned him around, and he was getting ready to hit, thinking it was Damian, but it was Rhea, and he's like, dang it. And he warned her, and then he turned around, he got blasted in the numbers game, and then they stood tall. I'm like, still, where was Liv Morgan? And she just walked away. We got the VIP Lounge promo, basically. The MVP and Omos came out and boosted about his victory over by the almighty Bobby Lashley. Cedric would come out joyfully thinking like he's a part of the group, and MVP is just like, what are you talking about, this weed stuff? And he basically tried to clarify to Cedric that you're not really with us, but Cedric being misguided thinking he with him. But Bobby Lashley would come out, destroy the security and Cedric, just send a message to Omos and them, and we will continue. This will continue later on tonight, and I'm gonna get to that. We will get the next match, which was Sonya Deville, who basically, before I tell you who her opponent was, in case you haven't seen it, she basically came out, was talking. She was came out. She was backstage talking with Adam Pearce, and she kept cutting him off. It looked like Adam Pearce kept trying to tell her something about her investigation and who her opponent is, but she kept cutting him off. And she's telling her it doesn't matter, because when it comes to being a competitor and an official, she does it by the books, and walked away. She got in the ring, basically waiting for her opponent, and Adam Pearce would come out and tell her, look, I was trying to tell you in the back, but you wouldn't let me talk. But this was what I was trying to tell you. The investigation into you is done and has concluded, and the evidence and everything they found was that you had abused your power as a WWE official, and that you basically finding her guilty of her crime, and that as punishment she would be she's stripped of her contract as a WWE official has been terminated, but she will retain her contract as a WWE competitor, and that from now on she's no longer a WWE official, she's a WWE competitor. And that her opponent was the returning Alexa Bliss, which was like basically a two. If you count the little promo at the beginning, this was like a 5 or 6 minute match. But once the bell rung, it was more like 2 minutes. But yeah, Alexa Bliss basically hit the twisted Bliss, and she hit the twisted Bliss off the top rope after hitting the net. She hit, I forgot what she hit on her beforehand, but she hit her move on her, then she hit the twisted Bliss, and then she won the match. She still came out with Lily though, and they still got her in her Titantron, but she's pretty much she came out to her old music, and she pretty much the goddess Alexa Bliss again. We got the Kevin Owens. We got a Kevin Owens promo with Ezekiel, where Kevin Owens basically pretended to be his older brother Ken Owens to prove a point against Ezekiel, which just turned to a brawl between the two and Alpha Academy. He didn't brawl with Alpha Academy. Alpha Academy and Kevin Owens brawled with Ezekiel. We got the next match, which is Veer Mahan versus Enhancement Talent. Not much to say here. Veer squashed the Enhancement Talent. Now I think, and from here on out, we will just get DQ matches, because the next match after this will be Cody Rhodes versus Theory for the United States Championship, which was a good match. It was going good. Both of them had some impressive offense, but once the offensive swing swung in Cody Rhodes' favor, out comes Seth Rollins to hit him and beat him up to cause a DQ. And I think this will continue. No, you know what? The next match is actually had an actual conclusion. Yeah, the next match would be Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Nikki and Doudrop, and that was it was an okay match. It was tag team match, and Sasha and Naomi got the victory here. We will get Mustafa Ali versus Ciampa, which was another which was an okay match. It told a good story, even though it told the story of the Miz being the special guest referee, and you knew he wasn't going to call it straight down the middle. And he didn't, and he screwed Mustafa over to get Ciampa the victory. The thing I have a problem with this was that Ciampa felt like a plot device more than because it was no. That's what this show could have benefited for, just a little bit more promos. I was ecstatic that it was more wrestling heavy oriented than promos, but it would have been just a little bit more beneficial to have a promo while Ciampa has been attacking, because we still don't know that. We don't know why Ciampa has targeted Mustafa. He just has. But yeah, Miz screwed them over, giving Ciampa the victory here. We got the Bobby Lashley promo. I was about to, I got it right here, but I was trying to think of something else. We got Bobby Lashley promo. He was talking about how him and Omar, he challenged Omar to a match next week in a steel cage match. Then we got the main event, which was Bianca Belair versus Asuka in a championship contenders match. She was given the opportunity. Her and Becky backstage was arguing with Adam about the decision to give her opportunity to have an opportunity at the title, as they called it. But Adam just basically told that it was final, and that she earned the opportunity to have an opportunity because of her recent victory over them at WrestleMania Backlash. Or was it not even WrestleMania Backlash? I think it was the previous Monday, actually. But yeah, this match was good in itself. Bianca did her thing. But once again, another DQ finish, as Becky would attack Bianca Belair, causing a DQ, giving Bianca giving the victory to Belair, her standing tall. Now, it's under my opinion that it's probably going to be a triple threat for the Women's Championship. It's going to be Bianca defending her title against Becky and Asuka. Overall, this episode gets I was going to give it an 8, but I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 big up, just because it was a decent episode. But it was good, actually. The first 2 hours were spectacular. It was a spectacular first 2 hours. That third hour kind of fell off to the point where it was just like, what were you doing? That's why I said WWE did something great, but WWE did at the same time, where they do something good and bad at the same time. This is what they did. Put on the first great 2 hours, and then the third hour just being blah. But let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this episode of Monday Night Raw, and if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments down below, and hit this button right there in the upper right corner for all of my wrestling reviews. And if you enjoyed this review so much and want to support the channel, all you gotta do is hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, do all those great things, because I enjoy your feedback, and your feedback helps me do this all the better. And as always, hit one of these videos for more of mine. So amazing content. But don't go anywhere. Got more videos for you, some reactions, and that's it. Some reactions and gameplay. So, peace out.